Hey everybody, what's going on? Your host LovelyCheesePizza here. Welcome back to Let's Play some more Link's Awakening DX. And last time, we finished up the first dungeon of the game. We got our first of 8 cool, color-oscillating, magical instrument items that we can use to wake up the windfish. And so, after that, we came back to the village and went to the trendy game store and got the Yoshi doll that we can now start the whole trading sequence quest line up with, which we'll get that started here actually right now, since I think the first place we have to take it is right up here. We will trade the Yoshi doll to a young child up in one of these, I think it's in this house over here, and he will give us the bow, which is important. Yeah, I think it's right here. Oh, will you give that doll to my baby? Damn right. How are you going to say no to that? Be like, fuck you, man, I ain't giving it to you. Oh, thank you, you are indeed a generous person. Ah, I will give you this in return. So, you traded your incomprehensible little icon for a ribbon. Maybe you can trade the ribbon for something else. And we will. And we will do that here in no time. So what we will do with that, once the dust clears, is we will actually give that to Madame Bow Wow over here. And so that'll all work out. But for now, we're not going to deal with it because we need to go and deal with the whole Moblin situation. So we'll head back up through here, and we'll be able to take care of all that. And the way that we do it is we'll use Rock's Feather now that we have the ability to jump, because that'll give us some accessibility to an area that we could not go to before. So that is really freaking exciting. Oh, I hate that. Whenever you touch anything that requires the like the Titan's mitt to pick up, it always just goes into this dialogue of, oh man, it's so heavy. You can't pick it up with your bare hands. It's like, well, we already know that. Another piece of heart, by the way. So we're halfway there to getting another one, and then we'll hop up here. So that's what we needed. And then that whole swamp up there, that's going to be where Dungeon 2 is at. So we will head in here. The windfish in name only, for it is neither. It's so cryptic. I love it. Eh? Who's this suspicious-looking runt? Okay, boys, let's get rid of him! And, not even gonna be close to happening at all. I mean, it's just gonna be mayhem in here. This is gonna be like a John Wick situation, where they're gonna have the mass advantage in numbers, but I'm gonna slice them from gooch to balls. As I watched John Wick 2 last night, that is totally a thing that happens in that movie. I couldn't believe it. It was ridiculous. You must be an assassin sent by Madame Meow Meow. Oh, Madame Meow Meow, I'm sorry, that's what it was. To rescue the mutt. You came here to get me, but it is I who will get you. So he's pretty easy to deal with. He'll shoot some arrows and then he'll just go bang himself into the wall, and then we can just whack him a couple of times. And then he'll switch sides. But yeah, dude, I watched John Wick 2 last night for the first time. I know I'm like about 8 months late on the old train there, but holy shit, that movie's good. Like, they really know what they're doing as far as just having good quality action sequences, and, if you've already seen it, they totally leave it wide open for a third one, and I'm pretty down with that. But there is... there is a scene in there when he's trying to get away from Common, who is like one of his, you know, main nemeses in the movie. You saved Bow Wow. What a fearsome beast. He almost killed Mario like 48,000 times. No, there's a scene where he's running away from Common, who's like his main rival in the movie, who's, you know, trying to kill him along with everybody else in the fucking world. And he, he's like running away from him in the subway. And he encounters this other guy that's trying to kill him in the subway, and they have like this like crazy quick little you know, back and forth sequence where they're fighting, and all of a sudden John Wick pulls out a knife and like bends this dude over and shoves the knife up into his freaking gooch and just rips it backwards and literally cuts him from ass to balls. It is just the most brutally disgusting thing. So funny though. I remember watching it. I was watching it last night with my wife, and like I ended up rewinding the scene like 4 times because I initially missed it because I was making myself some dinner. Oh, hurry up and eat the damn thing! Come on, eat it, eat it! Thank you. God, trying to get him to eat anything is fucking crazy. But I was making some food, and she's like, "You need to see this scene. Get back in here." And so I like ran back in there, and then the microwave went off, and so I had to run back in the other room again because her mom was sleeping in the other room. And so I ended up missing the scene like 4 different times. When I finally caught a glimpse of it, I was just like, "Oh my god, this is awful! Like, why would you ever do that to a person?" And she's like, well, would you rather, you know, get sliced from, you know, gooch to balls, or would you rather get a Colombian necktie? And I was like, I would rather have the necktie. She's like, oh, come on. She's like, you mean to tell me you'd rather have your throat slit and then have your tongue pulled out of the hole in your neck? And I was like, yes. Compared to having somebody slicing my ass to my balls wide open, I think I'd rather take the other, to be honest with you. P.S. I love the theme song for Bottle Grotto. With just that, it's so cool. This one has a much more like sinister sound to it compared to the other compared to Tail Cave. You found a stone beak. Let's find the owl statue that belongs to it. So yeah, dude, that movie is mayhem, and I love it. Not nearly as much mayhem that LeBron in a Lakers jersey is about to be, though. That is, it's fucking gross, and it makes me mad because I'm an avid LeBron fan, but I have to, for the next like 4 years of my life, I have to put my fanship on him, of him on hold. Because I hate the Lakers so much, with such a burning passion in my ass, that I can't do it. Like, why? The part that's so frustrating about it is that he went to the Lakers and it's not even an upgrade. Like, he went there and like their team is just a bunch of like you know, like rookies and second and third year guys that are all like, you know. And so he goes over there, and you know that is an upgrade for them, obviously. But it's just, I don't know. I don't understand the thought process in all of it. It doesn't make any sense. Oh, I didn't even do this. And so then he brings over Lance Stevenson, which is like, okay, you brought him over from the Pacers so that he'll stop blowing in your ear during the playoffs. But I don't know. It's just like you're not that team, regardless of who he puts on it, just short of having DeMarcus Cousins, is pretty much not gonna bring them a title. So I mean, I get it. Los Angeles is definitely a cooler place to be than you know, Akron and Cleveland, Ohio. But still, it just doesn't really seem like the place that's gonna bring you a championship, because now you got to go through the even wilder gauntlet of the West instead of having a guaranteed finals trip in the East. So who knows? And like you got to go through the Warriors, and you have to go through the Rockets, who are literally almost better than they are. So I don't know. It's just the fact that of all the teams, it had to be the fucking Lakers. It might as well have been the Warriors. It really might as well have been. They're of equal levels of unlikability. So that's my rant on that. All right. P.S. I am super, super excited for the prospect of John Wick 3. I need that in my life right now. I am desperate for that in my life. Oh shit, I forgot about that. Yeah, every once in a while, when those little fuzzball things are going by, if you trigger the weird little move the things up button, I don't know what the fuck it's called, the switch. They're on the wall where the thing goes up and down. It'll be like, I don't know what to do, and they'll just get stuck in one place like that. Kind of nifty. But yeah, just they left the movie wide open for a third one, and I need it. For those of you that Well, you know what? John Wick 2's been out for like over a year now, so if you haven't seen it yet, that's not my problem. But they leave it wide open for a third one where, you know, they basically, he broke all the rules of the secret society or whatever, and so instead of killing him off like they would have normally done for anybody else that breaks the rules, they actually just, you know, they're like, hey, you know what? We're just gonna rescind your abilities to use any of, you know, the services in our little underground community, and we're gonna put out a giant contract on you that spans the entire world and anybody can get in on it. So we're gonna give you an hour to get the fuck out of here. And then after that, you know, the courtesy is over. So, oh, here's a mini boss. And he throws bombs at me. Where's that guy getting all those bombs from? Like, he doesn't have any pockets in that loincloth suit of his. He's like, you don't want to know where these things are coming from. Oh, shit. He's like, I'm pulling them straight out of my ass. They're smelly bombs. They're dirty bombs. But yeah, so it's going to be cool. I feel like if they continue the franchise at all, they should only make one more. Because now it's like, oh, John Wick's been excommunicated. And, you know, he's off the grid now, but somebody's going to encounter him, and then he's going to go on one more killing spree to end them all, you know? And that's going to be pretty cool. And then there was another movie that I watched just the night before, and it was really interesting. It was actually probably one of the first Netflix original movies that I have seen, that I can at least recall right offhand, that was actually good. Because I've seen like Open House, and I've seen a couple other ones that were just shit. But I watched this other one. Oh, yeah. Now we have booze. It's just like they spared no expense when they wanted to bring over, you know, some other Mario characters into this whole deal. And here's our second main item of the game. We got the power bracelet. Oh yeah, it looks kind of like a. It looks like a. I always thought that it looked like a pastry. Like, does that not kind of look like a weird pastry to you for some reason? That's what I've always thought that thing looked like. At last, you can pick up pots and stones. Oh, good. Everything I've ever wanted. I don't know, it just looks like some weird, like, exotic pastry. And it's making me hungry. But it was this movie, it's called Tao. And it's got like Gary Oldman in it, and the guy that played Francis in Deadpool, whose name I can never remember. And it's really good. It kind of reminds me of like a more adult version of Smart House, where this girl, there are parts of it that I missed, but this girl like gets abducted. That I think that she was a prostitute. I think. And she gets abducted, and she wakes up in this, you know, really super futuristic looking house, and you know, it's basically like I don't know, there's a lot of it that I missed, but it's like, I think that she's trying to not die, basically, which is pretty important, I would say, and you know, the AI that's in the house is, you know, slowly, you know, learning more about her when it's not, you know, taking commands from the guy that's running the joint. He like slowly befriends her, and then it just turns into this whole nightmare later on where she tries to escape and the AI is working against her to prevent her from doing that. So it's pretty cool. It's a very intriguing thing because it's like, it starts towing the line of you know, morality and what have you, where like, you know, the tide slowly turns and it turns on the guy that was the master, and you know, starts going her way, and it's pretty interesting. Definitely worth a watch if you're into that sort of thing. I would say that it is worth your time. Okay, so we're getting really close to the boss here. This is I always forget how short a lot of these first couple dungeons are. That was a really well timed jumping slash. There we go. We're gonna have to go buy some bombs here pretty soon. I keep forgetting that we don't have any yet. So this room right here, this room is really interesting because they don't really do this very often in this game. But in order to get the treasure that's in this room, you have to kill the enemies in a certain order. And so if we were to go and talk to one of those stone beak things in the wall, it would say, first kill the imprisoned Pole's voice, and then lastly you kill the Stalfos. But I always forget that you have to kill the bat as well. The bat totally counts there. There's countless amounts of times that I have gone with the Pole's voice and then just killed the Stalfos and then the bat, thinking that, you know, that one doesn't really count, and then this thing doesn't pop up. So, now we've got the Nightmares key. We can open the door to the Nightmares lair, and we can make our way over. It's just right here, so not really a big deal. The Pole's voice, I think the only way you can kill it is with throwing pots at it. I don't know why. I don't know why you wouldn't be able to kill just a jumping bunny with a fucking sword that would slice it in half, but hey, what do I know? I didn't make the damn game. So there's this, and then we get to use... This is funny. Watch this. Oh! I always thought that was funny. I don't know why that does that. Just that weird-ass face just shows up on it. I mean, that's like the only way that you would know that you need to have, you know, a pot with you to add the extra weight. It's just, it's just so weird. That weird, grunty, like I'm taking a hard shit face. It's strange. Speaking of strange, here's this boss. This boss is very strange. Ho ho ho! I'm your bad guy this time. Ho ho ho! Apparently, he really wanted to be Santa, and it didn't quite work out for him. I mean, don't get me wrong, I can see why he did not turn out to be Santa Claus. He's fucking creepy looking. Nya, you can't hurt me as long as I have my bottle. Okay, so he's gonna start throwing fireballs at us like a deranged clown that probably deserves to be in a Stephen King novel. But we're not gonna really have too much to say about that. Then he goes in there, you take a whack at him. I can't move, but I'm still alright. Your little sword won't break this bottle, and so we will switch over to the power bracelet, pick it up, and throw it at the wall. That's pretty much the entire course of it. And then he's going to go through this whole dialogue thing again, so there's a lot of repetition in here, but it's a really easy boss fight. The only part where it becomes marginally difficult at all is once we break the bottle. So we'll get to that in just a second. Alright, we are... As soon as we get done with this dungeon, I'm going to have to probably call it a day, because I still got to get ready for work here. But I figured, you know what? It's morning, I've been awake for a couple hours, Harrison's been fed and went back to sleep, and so, damn it, I'm going to play myself some Zelda. It's just got to happen. And now, boom! He has no protection! His theoretical ceramic condom is gone. Now you gotta come at me the real way. Then he does this little warping thing. You gotta be careful though, because he'll throw a fireball at you as soon as he becomes, you know, where he comes back to being corporeal, I suppose. So you gotta be careful. You can't just stand in there waiting for him, otherwise you're gonna totally take a fireball to the dome. Should have him dead after maybe 1 or 2 more swings. There we go. Dear God! I totally love that that little jingle when you pick up the full heart container. That dun, 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 dun. All right, well here's our second magical instrument of the game, so let's revel in it for a moment. You've got the conch horn. This also sounds pretty cool. Alright, look at that. We've got 2 items already. Prairie, little house on the prairie. It's waiting after all. Alright, well look what we got here. So, we are going to call it good right here, ladies and gentlemen. When we come back on the next installment of Let's Play Link's Awakening DX, we have to go return Bow Wow, Mr. Chain Chomp, over to Madame Meow Meow down back at Mabe Village. So we will do that. It's a pretty short little journey. So until then, my friends, this is your host, Lovely Cheese Pizza, saying thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time. Have a good one, everybody. Bye.